Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nervous to Fabulous TV. I'm here with the world champion of public speaking 2017, Mr. Manoj Vasudevan. Mr. Manoj, any advice on how to write a speech?
Oh, there are several tips, Ram. And what I would say are the three questions you need to know before you write your speech. There are three questions you need to know before you actually start writing or preparing your slides. The first question is, what is your roti? R-O-T-I.
Roti as in the bread?
No, it's not the roti bread. Of course, the Indian bread is called roti, but it's not the roti I'm talking about. I'm talking about the return on time invested.
Wow.
Which means, do you realize listening is a difficult thing to do?
Oh yeah, I sometimes like the sound of my own voice. I forget to listen to other people.
Okay, that's true. So listening is a very difficult thing. So when I'm looking at the audience, I see that if I'm speaking 1 hour, then there are 1,000 people in the audience. I look at it as the audience is investing 1,000 hours on me.
Wow.
So my question is, am I giving a return on that time invested? So that's what you need to think about as well. When you're speaking, are you giving them value? What's the return on time invested? It's a philosophical question, but also to put you in the right mindset to add value to the audience. So that's the first question. What's your roti?
What's your second question?
My second question is, what is the proof?
Wow. Of what?
Yeah, no matter what you're planning to say, remember you need to have the proof. The worst thing that can happen to you is you stand on stage, you say something fabulous, and someone in the audience challenges you.
Oh, so this is something that affects your credibility.
Oh yes, it affects your credibility, your authority. People will not trust you anymore after you get caught out. So rather getting into an uncomfortable situation, what I would suggest is that you start to research on the topic. Only say things that you can prove and you believe in. You don't want to get caught out. Lots of times, speakers say something which they later regret.
Wow. And what is your third question?
My third question is, what is your funda?
Funda.
F-U-N-D-A.
You had me at fun.
Yeah, funda, yeah. It goes beyond. So it's an acronym as well.
5 F-U-N-D-A.
Yeah, you counted right.
Nice.
It's basically asking you, after listening to your speech, what do you want your audience to feel?
Oh.
What's the emotion you want to leave behind?
Could it be understand? Or
you is, after listening to your speech, what do you want your audience to unveil? As in, you need to always be teaching them something.
Nice.
That's where they come back to you next time. So there's something can reveal to them.
Wow. It's like
right?
a magic trick.
Need not be a magic trick. So you do some research on the topic to come with a unique perspective that makes your speech stand out.
Right.
So if you look at speakers you really adore in YouTube or TED Talk, are those who teach them some techniques or some insights, some perspective which is totally new.
Nice. Then what about the N?
N is symbol which is what do you want what do you want your audience to notice? Notice as in they already know something, but it's not on the top of their mind. You ask them so that it comes to the top of your mind. Do you remember a time when you got into a new relationship?
I'm reflecting now.
Okay, so you make it think.
Then what about D? D is, after listening to your speech, what do you want your audience to do? What action do you want them to take? So that's a specific thing you tell them to do.
You can get them to subscribe to the channel?
Yeah, if that's action what they want. But let me ask you this. Just because you ask someone to do something, do they do that? What's missing?
Please, can you subscribe to the channel? Will it help?
That's a polite way to ask, but what else? What is missing?
What's in it for them?
Yeah, it's always about the audience. So the A of funda stands for what, after listening to your speech, what do you want the audience to achieve? It has to be very clear.
So it's like the added value for them.
Yeah, so what do they get? Right. So that's a summarize. So after listening to your speech, what do you want the audience to feel, unveil,
notice, do, and achieve?
So you are certified in
yes.
funda.
Wow. Funda.
Funda. Would you like to know an example of how to use the Funda?
Please share.
Okay. So if you look at the YouTube, there is a speech of mine which is called Pull Less, Bend More. That's a speech that won me the World Championship Public Speaking. Yeah, there's a Pull Less, Bend More. That's a message of the speech. But if you look at it, it is actually crafted around the three questions. What's your OT, what's the proof, and what's the Funda? Of course, there's a lot of value because it's a universal message that benefits everyone. It's proof because based on a real, true life story. And the Funda. What I wanted the audience to feel was that at the end of the speech, I wanted them to feel that they can find solutions in the problems that they see in their relationship. The feeling of hope, the feeling of they can compromise, they can come together, tolerance, acceptance, all these things. That's a message I want to convey. It's possible.
What about unveil?
Unveil is a part when I talk about the Cupid's bow. People always, what does Cupid's bow usually stand for?
Love.
Cupid's arrow.
The
Falling in love.
Falling in love itself.
So people talk about the Cupid's arrow. I talk about the Cupid's bow. So that nobody speaks about it. I use that an example of pull less and bend more to make the relationship work, to stay in the relationship. So that's the unveil part. So it's something new, the audience, that makes them remember that.
Then what about notice?
Notice is asking them questions like the challenges they face in their relationship, the arguments they had in their relationship. So I ask them a lot of questions to make them think. For example, have you ever been in your relationship? Do you remember the time when you got into your relationship? What were you expecting? Yeah, so it's like reflecting. Have you ever pulled less? Where you pulled more?
I'm still reflecting now.
Okay, that's a long pause.
Wow.
So it actually is true. If I give you more time, you start thinking about your life, and that's when I win the audience over.
And also you get involved in your speech.
Yes, involved in it. That's the right way to say that.
Wow.
So what I want them to do is pull less and bend more. That's action. And what do they achieve is long-lasting relationship where people can work together no matter what their differences are. You're always perfecting your partnership.
Wow. Manoj, are you a relationship coach?
I'm not. People do ask me for that. I'm
Wow.
not at least not a certified relationship coach.
Right.
But I do wish you well in all your relationship as well.
Nice. And I hope you actually enjoyed that video on pull less, bend more, nervous to fabulous. So for more tips, tune into this channel. You will achieve a lot more.
You need to be more specific what they achieve. If you want them, you ask them to subscribe to the channel, which is right? What do they get?
You get a chance to see Manoj and me. Will that help?
Also, we are going to share with you the specific tips, techniques, tools, and shortcuts that make you a fabulous speaker no matter where you start.
Wow, what are you waiting for?